Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. Hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. Now, others are talking about a certain subject in the media, and you know that we are very good occasionally of blissfully ignoring the blatantly obvious. We do well on that here at this channel. Mainly to give kind of like a reprieve, if anything, to to the constant bombardment of Mandelson, as if he's the only one that was doing something dodgy. Like if you look into the whole kind of Epstein and stuff like that, there are a lot of things going on. A lot of players involved. I have been retweeting some. I have been, and all that kind of stuff. Link down below if you want to go there and all that kind of malarkey. However, and I don't know if someone else asked this question in the comments down below, but this is the first one I saw this morning, and I thought it just resonated with me. Okay, it just like, oh, okay, so that's what we're doing. One other thing. And I know this is turning into kind of like Pluto, Aquarius and all that kind of stuff. Rolling eyes, cue the rolling eyes. Here we go, people. I have noticed that I know Grandor and a few others have been mentioning about 15-minute cities as a suggestion for a reading. I've already done one of them, and it is on Patreon right now. Under free. There's two big versions of Patreon. There's free, and then there's a paid for membership as well, and you unlock extra goodies and stuff like that. I believe I'm right in saying that the 15-minute prediction reading is free. It's obviously available here on YouTube, but one of the reasons why I'm moving across to Patreon is, and why it's also taking a little bit longer than anticipated to actually do, is I am you tag things so it can be found here on YouTube at search engines and stuff like that, right? I'm redoing it. Not all the tags that I've used on YouTube to be found here are the same on Patreon. The concept being that if you go to the posts page, I believe, and scroll to the bottom, it shows all the tags. I believe it's that page. Well, don't quote. I believe it is. So you get a few tags, a few posts, and then right at the bottom, it says either load more, and I believe that's where all the tags are, okay? And it can look, and it is turning into a bit overwhelming. But the concept is that, for example, 15-minute cities is a tag, a theme, if you will, a subject matter there. And because I've recently just put it up there, so I know it's there. So you can easily find it that way, or I believe there is even a search function within the Patreon. Don't quote me on that. But that's the plan, okay? So, for example, all readings concerning, I don't know, X, you can go there, because X is in the news at the moment. I'm flashing my wrists at you, you dirty minxes. You can go down there, click on X, and it will show all the posts about X, all the readings about X, that kind of thing, all right? So that's one of the reasons why, but I thought it was like a perfect opportunity as we're transitioning across to redo those. So everything about Stuttery Starmer, you can click Starmer and poof, there they all are, right? Currently at the moment, 70 odd readings or something like that. Everything about Trumpy Trump. Click Trump, poof, there it all is. Or just the America, poof, or Canada or Australia, that kind of thing. They're all being kind of person, country, or the name of a particular kind of scandal. It's not, there isn't for example, I've really truly tried to make sure that there isn't actually a tag called just scandal, because there's the last 18 months, narrow it down a bit, mate. So that's the plan. That's what's going on. I do feel like we are close to redoing a 15-minute city reading. It just feels like it's not right now. There's something that just keeps telling me, not yet, GG. And I was like, all right, fair enough. but I thought it would be best just to mention that it is available. It is free off the top of my head. I believe it is a free one, and you can easily find it via Patreon because I've literally just put it up there. Yeah. And this is just another little kind of asterisk, put it on the record. This is the reason why we're not keeping our eggs in one basket anymore. Okay? Just look at France recently with X. And isn't it interesting that Epstein files drop and literally within, 24 hours they raid X in France and, the same day investigations open here. It's almost as if they don't want people who are using X, and it's the main area, to be honest. It's the main place to research together and share what they're finding from this info dump of crazy. And just a little caveat, little thing, right? I find it remarkably fascinating that it's the same people that he's kind of talking to. It's the same. It's not just Mandelson or the Lyra thing, It's like the same architects of who are trying to lock things down, and are on the progressive side. Like Macron is mentioned in there, Blair's mentioned in there, all sorts of shenanigans like that, and it's just, I haven't. To be honest with you, there's so much of it, but I haven't found anything for under the Vodka line, blah, blah, blah. I haven't found any from her yet. But yeah, it's just fascinating. It's just interesting. Anyway, so here's a question that, like I said, resonated, thought would do that kind of stuff. That's the daily kind of like plug. So let's have a look. This is from Barry. Now, we need to be careful with Barry because he's promised me like 5 or 7 or 28 times now for a coffee. And he keeps blaming Parcel Force, the fact that it hasn't been received yet. I'm subtly starting to think, maybe I'm slow, I don't know, but I'm starting to think that the coffee's a lie. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. But I'm getting suspect. So Barry says, GG. Yes, Barry. Lots of great reading ideas in this thread. This is from the Mandela Effect prediction reading that we did yesterday. But may I offer another one? You may. I'm not necessarily going to do it. I'm doing it right now. But you may try. Will Matt Goodwin win Denton? Well, it's isn't it Gorton and Denton? We have to be careful. Don't forget Gorton. Bless them. Right, Gorton and Denton by-election. And are there any shenanigans between the alleged plumber in the Greens and the Labour Party? I fear that the Greens will get in. I'm a bit confused by the whole Greens thing. And the Labour thing and stuff like that, right? Because it's the polls vary. What I've seen, anyway. I'm not really looking into it, but what comes up on my timelines and stuff like that, it's like 1 minute they're like the Greens are at like 9%, and then but like Dave the Titty Whisperer is saying, "Oh, we're doing great, blah blah blah," and I'm like, and then the next minute they're like higher up, and then they're down again, and I'm like. And that's before we even get to the concept of that, yes, she's a plumber and go you and all that kind of stuff. Well done you, right? But her partner, not husband, partner allegedly is part of AstraZeneca. So he's minted. And, she, plumbers are minted mostly, right? So it's like, I don't know, the whole thing there just seems very off. Yeah? It just seems extraordinarily, it just doesn't smell right to me. So that's why I thought to myself, and I was nudged, let's do this, right? Let's do this one. So can we have a reading about Gorton and Denton, please, by-election, Matt Goodwin and all that kind of stuff. For the greatest good for all concerned, thank you. Always be appreciative. It is rule number 1. It is rule, write that down, rule number So... You see, I'm obviously I'm nowhere near Denton. Gorton and Denton, sorry, Gorton. And Barry, you've got me doing it now. Damn you. So, see, I never liked Matt. Right, I'll be honest. I've seen like a few of his videos, like a couple of minutes, and I don't know. I don't know if it's an arrogance about him or a snobbery, or I don't know what it was. It clashed with me, right? Then all of a sudden, right, and that's all GB News. Obviously, I'm like watch all media and all that kind of stuff, and as much as I can, and like try and keep out of an echo chamber. So every so often when I go to the GB News section, it's like, oh god. But then all of a sudden, he's got a personality, and he's like doing his kind of by-election thing. Suddenly, is actually comes across as a reasonable fella, and I'm like, what? Why couldn't you do that on GB? No, I'm confused. So yeah, I don't know where. Anyway. He's coming out with some very interesting points, but yeah, it's just very off and weird and stuff like that. So let's have a look. 5 of Wands. Okay, by-election. Anything's possible. 3 of Pentacles, new foundations. Ooh. This here does feel like Labour's loss, right? Because of this. Okay, so that's Labour's loss. Centre card is going to be very important here. Infinite growth, infinite possibilities, infinite. So that there, very important. Especially with the new foundations. That's Labour gone. Need to find out. That will probably be like the new party. What they're trying to do. This is the rigor and more. Yeah, right. Okay. I hope this. I know it's a completely different way of reading this, but I hope that was fun because it was fun for me too. 5 of Wands. There's the new hitting the ground running. Okay. So this here does feel like reform. To be honest with you, it just feels like needing to prove themselves. Yeah, it feels like they need to kind of get going and grooving and all that kind of stuff. Page of Swords. Huh. That feels like it's... There's a document somewhere that is going to be really... really profound when it's found. I know it's the swords. It feels like some sort of money exchange. It feels like documenting some form of like considering it consulting or research or something like that. Random label to it. But it feels like the connections to it is going to be a lot more... It's bigger than it shows, if you get me. And the only reason I'm mentioning it is that it feels so almost insignificant. The actual document, it's just like, nah, that it would be so easily passed across. But the ramifications of it, yeah, it's almost as if, I keep getting this image, and it's like, it's almost as if, and I'm going to put it into kind of like the Doge kind of reform, Daddy Elon Musk style, what they had been doing. It's like when they're going line by line, whatever company comes up, they're going to the company house. They're like literally searching directly into the database. Who is this? Who is this? And it's going to be something like that, where it's like a random consulting thing. Who is this? And it's like, what? Hold on. What? What's this? So, but this feels like it's going to come out in the outcome. Whatever this is, right. 10 of Cups, wish coming true, happily ever after. 2 10s here. I know you can count. I'm just pointing it out to make it sound like I know what I'm doing. So this is the new foundations, wish coming true, happily ever after. That's Labour. That's in the corner. Don't put baby in the corner. Well, Labour's in the corner, so there's space, kind of thing. This is going to get. This just almost feels right now, energetically, snapshot of now, foundation of the reading, all that kind of stuff, as it's a foregone conclusion right now. It's just, that's it. Mainly because I'm still getting the sort of energies similar to what happened with cackling Harris and trumping Trump, right? Where the news cycle has sold all the advertising, so they need to keep it dramatic and all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's so close, it's so close, it's so close kind of thing. When actual fact, energetically, it was like, it's a done deal. It's just like, we were having debates in the, like when we were on Twitch, I know we're going back a bit, but it's like people would call in and stuff like that, and we were doing things, and I was like, mate, seriously, I know you're, most of them calling in were cackling Harris fans, which is fair enough. You do, you boo. But it's like, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's a done deal. It like, energetically, I'm sorry. It's clear that it's going to be Trumpy Trump no matter what you're saying. And like, they would have different debates and what about this and what about that proposal and all that kind of stuff. It's like, it's going on deaf ears. I'm sorry to keep saying this to you, but it's a done deal. Similar energies here. It's just a done deal. It's like, but the drama needs to be kept going. Yeah? It's being escalated primarily in the media until Mandelson and stuff, but I mean, escalated to such a level so that it is the ongoing saga. It's a info point kind of thing. It's like, oh, we can keep going using that and spinning it and all that kind of stuff. Just for media, it's obvious. 9 of Swords, victory. This doesn't feel like, especially with this here, okay? Happily ever after, new foundations. That's definitely reform, Matt. Whatever this is, okay, this consulting, this money, this kind of partnership, whatever this document is, the 9 of Swords, it doesn't feel like nightmare. It feels like heartbreaking. I know it's not the 3 of Swords. I get it, but it's the energy that I'm getting there. It's like it's gobsmacking kind of, what have you guys been doing? It's along those lines. It's kind of, it could be. It's almost as serious. It's difficult because it's like, I'm only getting the kind of the sensation of it, of the gut wrench, which would be similar to kind of, I don't know, child homes, or that kind of thing. It's, or it could be a certain type of gangs connection, or that. But it's a gut wrench. It's like, it's almost like the smoking gun kind of thing. It's like, what have you guys been doing here? Final card on the 8 of, putting the work in, making it fix, get it sorted. So the whatever this is, it's almost as if they like, this is Goodwin, right? We know. No one else, no other parties apart from Labour. Greens is not on the board. the Conservatives, what is the point of wasting 500 quid deposit? In my humble opinion, it's like, just sit down, Kemi. Sit this one out. Greens are not even here. Yeah. So the Lib Dems, remember them? I was just thinking to myself, have I mentioned all of them? But there is something here about this document, whatever it is, confirming, because it's the Page of Swords, and I think this is the way I may be getting the order the wrong way around. It's almost as if, because there is a gossip element to this, and I think people are like talking to Goodwin and are going, like, there's this rumor around the constituency about this, like, as an example. I'm not claiming it is. It's just the gut wrench of it. It's that kind of level, right? So allegedly, just to be sure that we all understand where we are on this, there's rumors about what goes on at the child home, or at the school, or there's rumors about this sort of thing. There's something going on over there. It's like local community kind of mentioning it, and it's a subject that keeps coming up, where it's like, okay, so then he finds it, and it's like, hold on, it's that kind of thing. Judgment, speaking of truth, the trumpet of truth. Right, okay, so we're on the money here, okay? Two of Wands, how do we do this? Plotting, planning, and scheming. So we're talking about a by-election here, but it's something that they're bearing. Sorry, if you can hear the grinding and the noise and stuff like that, next door, right? Old dear next door, has got some men in. We keep telling her that we're going to start rumours about all these men that keep going around her house. She don't believe us. We're starting them now. Oh, she's a dirty minx. Keeps offering them teas and biscuits. Sorry, I've got distracted. I caught her, right? I caught her the other week when she had men round again. You know what I mean? And sorting her out. And she not only were offering tea, because they were slurping teas on her doorstep, if you get what I'm saying. That's an innuendo somewhere there. She even had like a plate full of not just biscuits. Oh no, she had the flipping penguins. And those what are the ones with the green wrapper, the silvery green wrapper, the metallic wrapper, the mint kind of it's like the posh stuff. She had all them out. Oh yeah, she's a dirty flirt, that one. Seducing the young workmen that come to her abode. Dear oh dear. It was like, it's a scandal waiting to happen there, I'm telling you. So going back to this, it feels as if that it's one of those situations where it's like he can't say anything. This is what I keep getting until there's the evidence. And he won't get the evidence until he's in. But it's heart-wrenching. The victory here, it's a done deal, putting the work in to get this sorted. This is going to be dodgy. Because remember, not only was it a Labour MP, but it's under the wing, as it were, of, Labour saviour, allegedly, Andy Burnham, right? It's, there's multiple levels of scrutiny that's going to go, get involved here. So let's have the energies around here, the gossip around this reading, please, for the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you. Always be appreciative, yes. All right. Right. one more. Okay. So, 5 of Wands. This feels like shipping everybody in. Like huge. We've already seen the photographs of who? Rachel from Accounts. Who else has been up there? It's always women, I've noticed as well. Have you noticed that? It's like, apart from Lammy, which, well, with those breasticles, but it's a lovely new suit, though. It is lovely. Brings out the colour of his eyes. But the situation, I'm in a mood today. The situation is who was it? It was Rachel from Accounts, and it was another one. Was it that woman who's I can't remember her name now. She's now in charge of like Minister of Technology, but she clearly has no idea. She took an AI course, 20-minute AI course, and now she's an expert. That one, right? Kindle. I'm thinking of ebooks now. Is it? I don't know. Anyway, but the shipping in everybody. Okay, it's not just Labour, but they're shipping in everybody. The universe offering the bribery, the trinkets, anything to get in. And this is not just Labour. Now suddenly Greens have got in. Lib Dems, they finally appeared somewhere. This feels as if like anything, throwing anything to stop this happening. 3 of Pentacles, disappointing outcome. Exactly. Like all this effort, all this work. Suddenly they're interested in this constituency. So after, remember, 11 months that this has been sat on, right? This bloke finally stepped down and all that kind of thing. Yeah. A Labour MP because of health issues. But it's a situation where it's like they're disappointed because of the new foundations, but they're throwing every possible. This is going to backfire. There's something here about offering so much that it's just not feasibly possible, like monetarily, resources-wise, that kind of thing. It just feels like it's so out there, kitchen sink, throwing anything, that it's just not even feasibly possible for what they're offering. It's just like you're showing yourself as liars now. You're literally lying to the population to try and get in or keep the seat or whatever. 10 of Swords, might as well. There you go. Damage done. Straight to Labour. So Labour is with baby in the corner still. The Night of... It's a good film. It's good. Don't want to watch it too often, but, you know, her indoors gets ideas, but it's a good film. Night of Wands. Assistant help. Now they're trying to help each other. This is what we're going to get now. Is who aligns with who the best and the most and stuff like that. I would say Labour is working with Lib Dems, not Greens. Notice that Ed Davey, all he talks about is Trumpy Trump. Everything, and this is the important thing, because everyone keeps occasionally kind of questioning what I'm saying about there's no such thing as left and right anymore. And I think we're seeing it now with the Epstein files and all that kind of stuff as well. There is no such thing. It's either progressive, because they all seem to be in the files as well, kind of their own agenda, where Ed Davey is a perfect example, and even like Labour and now Kimmy, all saying Britain isn't broken. Oh no, I don't understand what you, because this is what they want. Yeah, they want more of it. There's not a problem. This is not a bug. It's a feature. This is what they want. They want to lock it down even more. That's why there's no shebang about it between the three of them. And it's that's why he doesn't say anything else. Apart from reform's bad. Why is reform bad? Because they want to undo everything that you've done since Blair. Basically, as broad stroke as possible, that's basically what they're saying. And that's bad. And that's why they're causing all this mischief. Yeah? So Trump bad, because he's undoing it all. And it's like, the fact I literally danced around... Thankfully, her indoors was not in. when I heard the news yesterday that the UN are basically bankrupt. They're $1.5 billion in debt now. And that's doubled since last year because certain countries, including the US, are now stopping paying certain things. They're withdrawing themselves from the World Health Organization as well. So that's now up a certain creek without a paddle monetarily. And they're now begging, basically saying that if we don't get certain funding solved and all that kind of stuff, the whole enterprise of the UN could be closed by June? I think it was June, July. It's like, if that isn't Pluto and Aquarius, I don't know what is, to be honest with you. So begging for help, sorting out each other, making sure they don't attack each other, but only attacking reform, that kind of thing. Page of Swords, solution to the problem. Exactly. 10 of Cups. Commercial airline. That feels more like business in general. Whoever's running this, whatever this home is, or whatever this school is, or whatever the situation, getting this, we talked about the company's house, kind of like, that's the connection there. There is something that connects them to Labour. There is something like friend, kickback, that kind of energy. There is something naughty there. 9 of Swords, sinking ship. Exactly. So notice that Goodwin is not on this level now. This is the energies around the situation. So they're bringing everybody like under the sun in, as if that's going to help, apart from Stuttery Stum, because they don't want him. Oh no, they don't want that. That would ruin it. As if it's not ruined already. Offering everything possible, helping each other. There's a certain guidelines, as I said, between the Lib Dems, Greens, and that kind of stuff, because they're all on the same page with the progressive side. Yeah? And half of the Conservatives. The more I keep saying it, the more it's being shown in public. You know what I mean? It's more obvious now. The more and more we continue down this route. The sinking ship here is like the pressure is on for these people. Because, like I said, this is what they want. They want to lock it down. 6 of Wands. Housing issues. This obviously, it could be HGOs. It could be housing in general, the planning like stuff. It could be that kind of thing. But it feels more like I'm still being drawn to this business here. I'm still being drawn to this solution to the problem. It's almost as if, like, if it is a children's home, okay, if it is, it's almost like the numbers don't add up. Like, if they were, like, as an example, and I'm literally pulling this out my Flappy Bot, it's like if they're charging for housing 2,000 kids, but in actual fact they've only got 55. It's something like that. What I'm getting here, and everyone's in the know about it. It's almost akin. No, he wouldn't. You know, when I keep saying Minnesota is a case study that we keep having to we've got to look into and stuff like that. This is almost like exactly the same sort of thing. How can they have all these daycare centers and stuff getting paid millions a pop and all that kind of stuff per year, and there's no children, and there's no, like, this, that, and the other, and then at the same time $700 million over 20 months was being shipped out of America, which equates to over $1 million a day, literally strapped in bags and luggage of people going out the country, and no one did anything about it, right? It's that kind of thing here, all right? 8 of Pentacles, lies and deception, exactly. There is something so blatant that I feel like the MP, like Labour on multiple levels, are complicit. I don't know if the local councils, I don't know of them, right? I assume they're also Labour. So if this is the case where it's like finding this out, where going back to our previous diagram, the local Labour MP previously, possibly Labour council, Andy Burnham, the saviour of Labour as well, all these levels of Labour, and they didn't know, didn't do, or do you know what I mean? It's something like that. I keep getting drawn to the judgment card. Overarching in it, keeping quiet. Exactly. There is something downgraded. This is another storm that's brewing. Huge. Huge. Obviously, as I keep on saying, this is, how you vote, how you do life, blah, blah, blah. You do you, boo, right? But the exposure of what's really been going on here. There's a bloke who on Twitter at the moment. I can't remember his name. I have been reposting his stuff because it's fascinating. He's been doing Freedom of Information Acts to all different councils and stuff like that. And the amount of monies that there's millions and millions spent on certain things and stuff is unbelievable. Okay. There's one council, and I can't remember, I think it was in the kind of Southwest, I believe it was, off the top of my head, where they were spending I think it was something like they spent 150 million around that on recruitment, going to recruitment places, that kind of thing, to get stuff. Okay. But they only spent, I think it was like a thimble amount, millions in comparison to actually train said staff that they were advertising for. And it's like, surely that number should be even higher than that, if you get what I'm saying. It should be kind of, if it's like, as an example, like I said, I can't remember the exact figures off the top of my head, right? Because I wasn't thinking of talking about it. But it's something like this, where the recruitment, I think, was 5 times higher than the actual staff training of that recruitment to train them up to do what they need to do. And it's like that's a ratio that just does not make sense for me. And I'm just me, Muggins here, right? It's that kind of thing about the levels they've gone to cover this sort of thing up. And for me, if you want to expose what's really been going on with Doge and all that kind of stuff, kind of implemented into councils and seats and stuff like that, the only one offering that right now, because remember, everyone else thinks that Britain is not broken and everything is fine and there's nothing to see here. So they're all complicit, and part of the problem, in my humble opinion, is reform, because then it exposes all this kind of stuff that everyone's been turning a blind eye to. Do you see what I'm saying? So, yeah, it just feels like this is a huge kind of bag of crazy. This feels like down here. And the problem is, I'm having with this reading before we go to the outcome, is that it's some reason it feels like it's working on a parallel, but at the same time, this situation is the destination. I don't get why energetically that is happening. But we're talking about an event, i.e. the election, but at the same time, even though we've talked about people kind of mentioning it over and over and over again, but there's something where it's this kind of gets exposed, or there's more energy being invested in this somehow. So it's kind of running parallel. But the solution to the problem is the destination. The commercial element to this is the destination. It just seems there's a lot that's foggy. Let's put it that way. It seems to be parallel, but it's not. But it also seems to be the destination, but it's all inclusive. It's very odd. It's very I don't think I've ever felt something quite like that before, but that's the best I can describe it as. It's like it's a continuation or an ongoing thing that keeps coming up. I don't quite know. So anyway, but the lies and the lies and the lies and the lies all being exposed. And I will say that, well, the Greens are just Greens, they're whatever. But people like Lib Dems need to be extraordinarily careful from their point of view, shall we? Trying to be fair. Because they are also one of the consistent throughout. They were in the rooms in some respects. Yeah? And the fact that they're keeping their head down and genuinely don't say anything. It is amazing. Sorry, I found coffee. Cheers, my dears. It amazes me that Reform and even the SNP, bearing in mind if you know what's going on in Scotland about kind of courtroom shenanigans and all that kind of stuff going on up there concerning the SNP, it's a bit shocking. However, both the SNP and Reform report to Met Police, right? Mandelson. Ed Davey, 24 hours later, maybe even longer than that, finally pops his bald spot up. And it's like, oh yeah, we've got. Bearing in mind, he was post officer, in charge of post office minister. What is it, communications minister or something like that? Under the coalition when Horizon was going on, right? It's been widely reported in the newspapers that he got kickbacks, money from legal firms who went after sub-postmasters, and he's done nothing, right? But he's a nice guy and bungee jumps. He is just not using, to try and ignore it, right? Because maybe some people will go, oh, Gigi, you need to be MP. I'm not. Don't worry. I'm not going to. But if I was in that position where, because obviously, people lying to me and that kind of stuff and fudging the numbers, and maybe in that position I didn't quite know what was going on. Fair. Okay? Let's be fair. So, you don't know what's going on. You leave. Horizon finally comes out. What was really going on? Holy crap. Okay? Let's judge him on these actions afterwards. Has he helped in any which way to try and rectify or clean his conscience or resolve the situation that he was perpetuating? No, he bloody hasn't. Right? Is Lib Dems supposed to be, oh, we're the nice guys, oh, we stand for people and stuff like that? Have they? No. Judge them on their actions, not their flappy faces. Yeah? It's just like, it bugs me. Just specifically him. It just winds me. Just the amount of thousands and thousands of people whose lives have truly been ruined by the hands partly of him, his and other. Don't forget that there's others as well. It's not just him, but he's still there, who could actually try and do something positive, innovative, try and continually help in some way, shape or form, and get kind of maybe gold stars and stuff like that from it publicly, just people actually going, oh wow, he's actually trying to resolve the situation that he was part of, inadvertently or otherwise. But he's not even doing that. Yeah? Says all you need to know, in my humble opinion, about the Lib Dems. That's it. Okay? It's basically his version. And it's a whole different level. I know. I get it. Right. But for me, the Ed Davies scenario there is his version of that numpty Nick Clegg and the whole kind of free tuition thing when he was in the thing, of which it's come out after that he was given the option, free reign from the Conservatives, David Cameron and all that lot, right? Look, we know you went on this. It's come out multiple different people. we know that you campaigned on this. We know that you know, it's 100% you want to get rid of tuition fees and all that kind of stuff. Bearing in mind, look at where the student loans are right now. And he went, no. Nick Clegg went, no. The proportionate representation is more important. Even though it's a fundamental... Anyway, sorry. So, yeah. I'll get off my soapbox. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I do apologize. If we don't remind ourselves of their actual actions, then they get away with it. All right? We don't want the flappy face. We get enough of it here on the channel. We get it, right? But the actual actions. So the outcome to this reading, please. The outcome to this reading, please. Thank you. One more. Okay. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Okay. So, transport, Wheel of Fortune, upright. That wham. That was a wham. Okay, technical term. Wham. Good luck, good karma, good destiny, good, positivity, excellent stuff. Right. Now what? It's a bit late. Now what? This feels like this doesn't feel like now what? I'm being a bit naughty. Shocking. I know, shocking. This feels more like planning out almost like a short-term, mid-term, long-term. What can we achieve now? What can we like to not necessarily get like cheap wins? I don't want, it doesn't feel like that, but to kind of like show that we're being proactive now, to like we're doing stuff now. Yeah. Just to get the ball rolling while we're dealing with this, because there's so many, like, it feels like a timeline. It doesn't feel like a squeaky bum time. Oh crap, we've won. Now what? It's like more, we've heard a lot about all these different issues. How do we, you know, where do we attack first? Where do we resolve it first? All that kind of stuff. What can we do? Disappointing outcome. Out in the cold. Exactly. Everybody's out in the cold. Consequences. A new offer. Oh, for goodness sake. At this point, Labour's like herpes, isn't it? It just won't go away. Maybe there's a cream for that. I don't know. This feels as if this feels like there's strings attached to this, not necessarily offer, but kind of reaching out, handshake, good for you, all that kind of stuff from like Andy Burnham kind of scenario. Yeah, it doesn't feel sincere. Asking for help. Well, there we go. Sneaky buggers. This is the lies and deceptions. This is the betrayals we're talking about here. This is the weird connections going on. This is the researching the, I don't want to say gossip, rumours that are being told to Goodwin and stuff like that. This is the interesting thing that I'm getting here as almost like a rule of thumb, right? Whatever you think of him, and like I said, it's like chalk and cheese. The difference between him actually talking like in his constituency and then like the persona he gives on GB News, for example, when I have caught him, kind of thing. But he's genuinely wanting to like call this lot out, this sneaky buggers. It's like, it's all about fixing wrongs. But there's so many wrongs. It's like, where do we do this? Meanwhile, they're licking their wounds and kind of weird kind of reaching out and supporting each other, and they're there kind of thing, and like, we'll help if you know, because the constituencies, that's important and all that kind of stuff. Maybe the council, that kind of thing, right? But this feels like they're complicit. There's a lot of people who are complicit to this. Solution to the problem, defending their ground. Notice that he's looking directly at each other. Okay? There is something here. I don't know, I keep saying something like blah, blah, blah. But it just feels so... It's almost as if they weren't expecting to give reasoning. It's I will say words, hold on. It's just, the energy is very weird. It's like like out of all the things they were expecting to have to defend, this wasn't on their radar. It's like that kind of, you've been sneaky buggers, but this is goldfish. You know, isn't it amazing that for me, it's amazing how a lot of politicians from the progressive side are very goldfishy, stuttery. Walking people. Breakfast Club. It's like, if you're talking truthfully, you wouldn't need to stutter stammer like all over the place. Yeah, and it's not just Labour. It's just like, why do you need to? Surely you're talking about your convictions. You're talking about your beliefs, your understandings of things, and that kind of stuff. It's you, yeah. So surely you should be able to talk freely about a certain subject and that kind of thing. And it wouldn't matter if you're trying to, worrying that it's going to be clipped or snipped or whatever later on, because you're talking from a place of truth. As of now, this is what I've heard, and this is what I'm doing, and this is where I'm going with this, blah, 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 blah. It would flow naturally, yeah? But this is like to another level where they weren't, like I said, it's not on their radar. Something that's not on their radar. It's almost getting to the point where I'm feeling like a justice card is going to come up in a certain way, shape or form. 6 of cups, lots of cups as well. Lots of emotions, going back to how things used to be. Yeah? There's something here about like reinstating certain customs, local customs, maybe a fair or something where like health and safety said no last year and blah, 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 and it hasn't happened since. Something like that. It's got stuff about that. Easy wins, I would say. Like that. The short term. What can we do short term to fix stuff? Mid-term, long term. Yeah? Sinking ship. Ace of Pentacles. This feels like a dossier. I'm seeing a like lever arch folder, blue one. Royal blue. I don't know. Normally I don't see colours in that sort of way, but it's a royal blue lever arch folder, and it's bursting. It's quite. It's one of those ones where, and I've only been in this situation once before in my life, where it's like it's only a few more pages. It doesn't really warrant going into a second folder, but we're at the brim, right? It's the paper like going it's past the hinge like clicking bit. It's gone past that. Clearly could cause mischief soon enough, but thankfully there's that little clicker to hold it in place, and that'll be fine. It's one of them ones that it's a drop on the table. It's like, can you explain this? We seem to be a bit weird off kind of scenario here. I don't quite understand it kind of thing. Housing issues. Emperor. This is reporting it to police, to certain oversight committees, maybe certain things. This is taking it up levels. I'm getting here authority. Maybe it's leading to the justice, but it feels like comeuppance. Lies and deception, plotting and planning, scheming again. How are we going to approach this? There is definitely something here about there is something definitely here about with the two of wands that it's almost as if now we've got the dossier out, we've given it to the authorities, we've given the evidence to places and all that kind of stuff. Now what? Now we need to plan to ensure that this gets to court or gets to a hearing or gets to a tribunal or gets to, do you see what I mean? It's like this is not just leaving it alone to these people, it's leaving it alone plus constantly behind them double checking they're actually doing their job. Yeah? Overarching energy, Queen of Pentacles being mumsy. Underlying energy, Page of Pentacles. These two keep coming up over and over and over again recently. Have you noticed that? The Page of Pentacles almost feels like feedback. This feels almost like mumsy is, we've talked about this, this down here, kind of like how are we going to do this, that kind of stuff, calling this out, taking care of the constituency, right? Mumsy card. The Page of Pentacles, though, feels almost like it's kind of keeping them abreast of the situation. Yeah? We've handed in the dossier. We found this. We've handed it into the authority figures, the oversight committees, the whatever it needs to be, the authorities of this particular thing. Okay? We are waiting to hear back from them. It feels like that kind of keeping them accountable, keeping them like in the spotlight until they do like the thing, if you get me. It's something along those lines. But what it is, whatever this scandal is, it's not just happening in this constituency. Whatever this is, and it's part this, I think this is why this Ace of Cups kind of reaching out, kind of building bridges again, kind of trying to be the nice guys, got to work together, blah, blah, blah. Partly it feels like a little bit of control, but mostly it's because it's the norm within certain circles. Yeah? There's something to do with there's nothing to see here. This is why it's off their radar. It's like, oh, but we all do that. All councils do that. All constituencies do that. All so-and-so do that. You know what I mean? It's like, right. Let's get the kipper deck and get out of here. All right? So... Let's have butchers. But overall, like I said, it feels like a done deal. It's the shenanigans that ensues afterwards that is the real worry here. Yeah? Because once this starts getting out, it feels like, and once it starts realizing it's in other places as well, this will, like, this is then going to start tarnishing other parties. Because it's like, especially the councils who is also doing this, but there's no overall majority between, as an example, Labour and Lib Dems or whatever. Or in Wales, Labour and Plaid, it's like you're all part of the same system, guys. You're all causing shenanigans. Gift. See what I mean? Dossier. Gift. Lever arch folder. Laying it all out. Mature man. False person. The mature man feels like the authorities. The specific authorities for each area. And I feel like this, to be honest with you, this dossier, it feels like there's like multiple duplicates of it. And they're all being sent all at the same time to all the authorities. So that it's not just like what is their specific bit, but it's the whole picture, there you go. Judge that. You judge that. There's the evidence. Pathway, divinely guided. Journey, we've had that before. Death to it. Concern. The journey here is the progressive journey, it feels like. It's what they've all been doing, all that kind of stuff. False person, this is this lot up here. Concern, great fortune. This is unlocking crazy. Right? This is going to unlock crazy. I tell you what, the amount of money that is going to be saved, it just feels with the great fortune that was coming out, is unreal. It is truly like it because in one council it may just be as an example, and it's just purely an example. It may be kind of maybe £100,000, but that's one council. Now, if you times that up over to like, what is there over? I'm just trying to think now. Is there like 100 and something councils? And then you've got like, at the moment, even though they're devolution and stuff, there's two versions, like the district council, and you've got the county council and all that kind of stuff. And then you accumulate the thing. This is quite big. And this is just one thing. And remember, these are all the same people that complain that there ain't no money. Oh, we ain't got no money for that. Oh, we have to cut backs. But the connections are finally here. This is the real reason why they're doubling down, tripling down, and all that kind of stuff. This is breaking the cycle, the wheel of fortune. Good luck, good karma, good destiny. Good. It's finally breaking free of the norm, what's been accumulating over years, preventing the wheel of fortune from spinning. Yeah? It's almost like if you the image I keep getting, and we'll finish off on here, is the scales, and then kind of like Labour, Lib Dems, Greens, Plaid, SNP to some extent. They're all kind of putting their thumb on one side to kind of unbalance it. Yeah? In their own way to kind of like make it easier for certain things to happen. Yeah, and everyone wonders where the money's going for. Like the public are on the other side, kind of like, where's the money going? Oh, we don't know. We need cutbacks. We need this. We need that. We need that. It's dodgy. This is going to be, yeah. Especially when it's coming from, and we'll finish off on this as well, Matt Goodwin, who is like a professor. I didn't know he was a professor. I didn't know he's studying all this kind of stuff. I've learned much in the last week or so about the fella, to be honest with you. And I didn't really look into him because, like I said, he kind of, some reason, he just put me off a bit. Yeah, I didn't know who, like, and yeah. So, yeah, this is going to be huge. And I'll finish off in the fact that no matter how many times they keep talking about Kent and other reform councils and how bad they're doing and all that kind of stuff, just a quick little update. None of them have gone bankrupt yet still. Just, how's Birmingham for you? How's that kind of like Binman thing going? So, anyway, bearing in mind Kent, I believe I'm right in saying Kent is I think it's a bigger budget than Birmingham. There's something that makes Kent number one compared to Birmingham. It kind of outdoes it in some way, shape. So it's like, it's almost akin to Birmingham in my mind. Like, just saying, just putting it out there. Still hasn't fallen yet. Anyway, let's finish it off here. I hope you enjoyed this and that kind of stuff. I hope this was insightful for you. If it was, then please thumb me like and hype and do all the YouTube things. Subscribe, ding-a-ling, and all that kind of stuff. If you haven't already, please go across to Patreon. Go and sign up over there, patreon.com/greatestgoodtarot. Yes, there is a freebie version that you get the posts that free and all that kind of stuff, and it's more than just YouTube here, right? However, where you get the real value is the elite members that was over here and is going to be slowly turned down and off on the 1st of March. It's over there, right? They're all natively over there, and you're going to get more for your money as well, right? So go and check it out, okay? However, until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.